You guys just know what I'm going to review for my 300th video.
This is blasphemy. This is madness.
Madness.
This is Sparta!
300, directed by Zack Synder, and is the dramatisation of the Battle of Thermopylae, as well as being based on the graphic novel. So 300 tells the story of Leonidas and his army of 300 Spartans make their last stand and completely defy Spartan law to defend Sparta and his wife and everything they love from the ruthless King Xerxes and his army of 250,000 Persians strong. Even though they're outnumbered 1,000,000 to 1, they will fight to the death, and there we have our movie. 300, I can't believe is 10 years old now. I remember it ever so well as a kid. I mean, even though it was rated 15, I did get to see it early. Lucky me. I was shocked to find out that people are generally divided on this movie. Half love it and half hate it. But I freaking love this movie, especially since I'm a Zack Synder fan. So those of you who hate Zack Synder, please just cut the guy some slack. I think he's made some excellent movies. He's not everybody's cup of tea, but for me, he's one of the most underrated directors in Hollywood. I mean, this is probably tied with Man of Steel as his best movie. Even if you don't like Zack Synder, you've got to admit his movies look amazing. Not many directors can do action and spectacle like him, and 300 is no exception. 300 is one of the best, most stunning looking movies that my eyes have ever beheld. It looks and feels like the graphic novel it's based upon, as well as giving a absolutely epic feel to the real life Battle of Thermopylae. Love the colours as well. The visual effects here are awesome, and they blend in so well with the real sets. I didn't even notice the CGI half the time. Leonidas played perfectly by Gerard Butler, who you couldn't have gotten better casting than Gerard Butler. He's one of my favourite actors who also voiced Stoic the Vast in How to Train Your Dragon. He's a complete badass. Leonidas is one of the biggest badasses in all movies. He just completely gives a big middle finger to Xerxes and says, fuck you, Xerxes, you're not taking my queen, you're not taking Sparta, you're not taking our home. Even though Sparta was in a time of diplomacy, and Leonidas realised that diplomacy was not going to save them, he had to fight, and he's such an inspiration to me. In fact, we can all relate to that. We all have been in a situation where we have to just break the rules, stand up for what's right, and fight back for our right. And he has some of those iconic quotes and one-liners of all time. Spartans, prepare for glory! And of course, the most famous of them all, this is Sparta! No wonder it spawned an internet meme. So iconic, let alone one of my 5 favourite movie scenes. And Leonidas's wife, she's absolutely fantastic. She is one of the most awesome woman figures I have ever seen. I mean, she feels like a queen. She's so headstrong. She really stands up for herself when the Persian messenger just insults her, when she comes back like, only Spartan women give birth to the strongest of men. Just so great. And thankfully the subplots with her and the political side of Sparta gets as much focus as Leonidas's main storyline to help us realise what Leonidas and his army are fighting for. She is his main motivation for doing what he's doing, and it's powerful stuff when Leonidas calls her my love deep down, even though he can't admit it, to keep his reputation as a Spartan. And the antagonist of this movie, Xerxes, well, he's a villain you love to hate because he's a fucking monster. He just wants to conquer the whole world for himself. But what a thoroughly intimidating antagonist he is. He's 10 feet tall. He dwarfs Leonidas. He's got all this jewelry around him. He commands absolute beyond vast legions, and he's pretending to be as civil by trying to reason it out with Leonidas. Come, Leonidas, let us reason together. But all he really wants is Sparta for himself. And the other Spartans are fantastic too. You really get invested with all of them. You care about them greatly. They're not just soldiers to be killed off. They have plenty of personality, and the blind Spartan who narrates the movie, his narration is thankfully only said when necessary, and it was very cool narration. It helped up the intensity of scenes, and the movie's first half is very much the build up to the Battle of Thermopylae, with Leonidas's backstory in the prologue, where Leonidas basically goes on a quest to kill a wolf, and he returns as Spartan's king. And the first half brilliantly develops all our characters, and the second half of the movie is fucking epic. The battle sequences, when the battle finally starts, are beyond truly breathtaking. They are epic in every sense. They're probably the most fun I've had with battle scenes since the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Yes, I would rate these battles up there, and the slow motion in the battles really adds a great effect to it. This is one of the few examples where they use slow motion in battles where it actually works. Whereas other movies have used it and so badly done it. It's a blast seeing the Persians finally get their comeuppance, and seeing the Spartans so bravely just kick their asses, and just the Persians just they basically all die, despite the fact that there's a million more of them. The Spartans are absolutely bred for war. They're like fucking tanks, more than humans, and yeah, I can't believe the Spartans fought their wars half naked. I that inspired me to just join the fight in just my underwear, just kicking the shit out of Persians. And the Spartans don't just all have it easy. There's an incredible amount of tension, and the stakes gradually rise as the battle goes on, as the Spartans gradually lose numbers, as the Persians just become overwhelming in number, where the Persians throw fucking rhinos against them, elephants, and their most elite soldiers, the Immortals, which are pretty darn intimidating, and especially the big muscular mutant guy. He scared the crap out of me, and the body count in this movie is so high. Just seeing all those Persian bodies after the battle just stacked up, it's horrifying. It realistically portrayed the absolute brutality of war. Gore fans will have a ton of fun with 300. Zack Synder, he truly went all out with the violence and blood in the battle scenes. There are heads decapitated, there are stabbings. The 15 rating is actually an advantage this movie has over other war movies. If this movie was rated 12, it probably wouldn't have delivered as much as it could have, and the deformed guy who tries to join Leonidas, but Leonidas very cruelly rejects him, because he can't raise his shield as effectively as the other Spartans can. He was a fascinating, such a tragic character. No wonder he joined Xerxes. I mean, that was a dick move from Leonidas. As much as I love Leonidas as a leader overall, I admit that moment made him a little unlikable. But the ending of 300, just when Leonidas is about to surrender to Xerxes, but he doesn't at the last minute. He throws his spear and swipes off half of Xerxes' face, and him and his soldiers get completely taken out by an absolutely enormous volley of Persian arrows. That is a hard-hitting, incredibly emotionally powerful conclusion that even though Leonidas and his army were all killed, their brave sacrifice meant that the Persians ultimately gave up trying to conquer Sparta, and a new army of 3,000 Spartans then came to avenge Leonidas, and his wife obviously took over as Queen of Sparta. So yeah, it's just a perfect ending. The music's epic too. It's so bombastic and awe-inspiring, and inspired me to join the battle. It's one of the most underrated, awe-inspiring scores for a film. As well as the movie doesn't need to be necessarily historically inaccurate, which is what it's often criticised for, as it is a dramatisation, not a documentary, and this movie will probably teach you more about the actual historical event more than a history lesson at school ever would. So just think about that, kids, and it's way more fun than your average history lesson. So overall, there's just nothing to complain about 300 for me. It's arguably one of my most favourite movies of all time. You will never be bored by it. It's constant fun, epic battles, and such awesome, badass, well-developed characters, outstandingly made. And you've got to admire its awesome message that sometimes we have to just fuck diplomacy to defend ourselves. Some wars have to be fought, so we have to sometimes prepare for battle. And if I'm in the minority, if you don't love this movie as much as I do, that's absolutely fine. But I am proud to love 300 as much as I do. I give 300 5 stars out of 5. What a great movie to review for my 300 video, and it's all thanks to you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what do you think of 300? Please comment, let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. And please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I love making new subscribers, meeting new people, making new friends, and talking to you guys about movies. I really appreciate that. And please follow me on Twitter and on Google+. And I'll see you all next time when I review the much highly requested Inglourious Basterds vs. Django Unchained, the drawing of Matthew movies, because it's his birthday today, the Guardians of the Galaxy review, the Alien Covenant review, and the Pirates of the Caribbean 5 review. I'll see you then. Bye, guys.